Thank you.
He's back! President Trump makes a triumphant return in his first official comeback rally to kick off the 2022 midterms. In this video, we're going to take a look at the first Save America rally. We're going to look at the three themes around which Trump organized his speech, and we're going to see why the GOP is transforming into the very Patriot Party dedicated to saving America like never before. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. We are your daily fake news antidote. As each and every day, we provide patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we begin, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's BioTrust and their awesome immune system supporting product, Ageless Body. Ageless Body combines 5 of the world's best immune supporting powerhouses to boost your immune system simply like nothing else. And best of all, if you click on that link below today, you can now get Ageless Body at their lowest price ever, 51% off with free US shipping to boot. So don't wait, click on that link below or to go to agewithsteveturley.com. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. President Trump kicked off the 2022 midterms with his first official comeback rally in Wellington, Ohio. The crowds were back, of course. I mean, if you were to compare the crowds that Trump is able to amass with, say, former President Barack Obama, whose post-presidential appearances have been nothing short of embarrassing in terms of the crickets, of the lack of any kind of, or Bill Clinton or George Bush for that matter. I mean, this is simply unprecedented. No one can stump the Trump. And when all's said and done, we've never seen a former president able to draw crowd sizes like this. The location for the rally was no coincidence. Not only is Ohio going solid red as more and more white working class voters are defecting from the Democrats and voting for the new Republican Patriot Party, the grand old Patriot Party, as we like to say in this channel, but because Trump is absolutely determined to unseat the Rhino Republican Anthony Gonzalez of Ohio, who's one of the 10 Republicans in the House to vote to impeach President Trump in the Democrats' kangaroo court. Trump has officially endorsed Max Miller in the upcoming primaries there, and he made it clearer that this was but the opening shot at bringing down every single Republican representative that has more in common with Nancy Pelosi than they do with us, the deplorables. The rally was classic Trump. He spoke for an hour and a half, and boy, did Trump take on the permanent political establishment. And he did it in a brilliant way. If you watched the speech, you heard 3 major themes around which all the content was organized. And these 3 themes are brilliant because they focus on precisely the 3 ways the liberal globalist world order, led by the Democratic Party and their sycophant supporters among the neocon rhinos, is actually unraveling. And this is key to Trumpian political critique. While neocon rhinos like Mitt Romney and Ben Sassy Pants are constantly making excuses defending the liberal globalist order made up of a single worldwide political and economic system ruled by oligarchs and the political managerial class, Trump actually focuses on the 3 major ways in which that liberal globalist order is imploding in on itself. And that's key because that's precisely why we're seeing the Republican Party transforming into the Patriot Party. Trump is bringing to the political surface what middle America, patriots all across the nation, have been seeing now for the last decade. The liberal globalist order is imploding. It's collapsing in on itself like the building in Miami. And Trump organizes his speech around the 3 main ways that's happening. The liberal globalist order is degenerating into a massive sense of border insecurity, economic insecurity, and cultural insecurity. It's what the political scholar Mabel Berezin refers to as post-security politics. This is the politics of the 21st century. The liberal globalist order is degenerating into post-security politics, and patriots like Trump are rising up and fighting back against this collapse to the fundamental security so indispensable to a flourishing nation. First and foremost, Trump hammered Sleepy Joe on the border fiasco. Take a look.
Immediately upon taking office, Joe Biden deliberately and systematically, through his people, because I don't think he did it, dismantled America's border defenses and incited a flood of illegal migrants like this country has never seen. They violated our laws from every single corner of the globe they were invited in, and we can't do that. We can't afford it. We can't have it. We can't have people coming out of prisons. We have no idea who they are. Illegal border crossings are now up 976% since just a short few months ago. When I left office, we gave the new administration the most secure southern border our country had ever seen, by far. We ended the ridiculous catch and release. You know what that is? You catch them and you release them into our country, a brilliant policy. And they're back at that now. We ended asylum fraud. We built almost 500 miles of very beautiful, very successful wall that was working. And it would have been, oh, thank you. That's a friend of mine. He's a conductor. What a beautiful sound. By the way, I have to say, just driving over here was a 30-minute drive from the airport. The farms, the houses, the lawns are all beautiful. It looks like you cut your lawns every day. You have no crime, you have no murders, you have no muggings. I said to a couple of the law enforcement people, who are phenomenal, by the way, I said, what are the crime stats here? Let me guess. There's not a lot of it. He said, sir, there isn't. But every lawn was so beautiful. Every farm was perfect. The barns were painted. The place is gorgeous. And thank you for letting us win on November 3rd, the great state of Ohio, in a record number. A record number.
Now, you'll notice his hammering on the word security, right? We gave Biden the most secure border ever by far, and now look at it. You see, this is key. Border insecurity is the number one issue that's uniting a post-globalist world right now. Globalism by its nature hates borders. Globalism by its nature is borderless. It knows no boundaries, it transcends all frontiers, and is provoking a massive sense of border insecurity among populations. And that's why nation after nation after nation are all reasserting their national sovereignty by reinvigorating their border security. There's a reason 2016 was called Year of the Wall. It's been called the Year of the Wall because everywhere you looked, nations were tightening their borders. You could look at France, Hungary, India, Austria, Italy, Greece, Israel. We could go on and on and on and on. Everywhere we looked, all over the world, border walls were going up. They were not coming down. And these were thoroughly nationalist, populist walls that seek to protect culture, religion, tradition, language, land, custom, all from the anti-cultural dynamics of globalization. And so the political language and policies that explicitly seek to protect national interests and identities are now the new norm. But it wasn't just border insecurities. Economic insecurities played a huge role in Trump's speech as well. Take a look.
The Paris Environmental Accord, how nice is that, right? And I ended it. I said, I'm going to get killed. Everybody loved it when I ended it. Everybody loved it. But we have to pay trillions. He put us immediately back without even negotiating, just the same horrible deal. You know, China doesn't kick in for many years. Russia doesn't kick in. India doesn't kick in. But we kick in. He's pushing trillions of dollars in new spending and the largest tax hike in history he's putting onto the American people and American industry. It's going to be devastating. He puts America last. We put America first. It's very simple. Very, very simple. And we rebuilt our military, and we did so much. We did so much. Even right to try, I always mention, you know, many people are being saved with right to try. The FDA is slow as hell. I wouldn't say they love me too much. I push them very hard. But now if people are dying, they're terminally ill, instead of going to Asia, to Europe, to other countries to try and live, which was not very successful, because we have the greatest doctors, scientists, and labs in the world. Now if somebody's terminally ill, and we have a cure that we think could be worked opt out, good, but it's going to take 4 years, 5 years. They sign a document, and they go and they take this new medication, whatever it may be, and it's been unbelievably successful. They've been trying to get it approved for 45 years. We got it approved. But many, many things, what we've done for the vets. We had a 92% approval rating with the vets. 92%. Nobody's ever had a rating like that. We turned it all around. Under our administration, America was respected again.
And he went on to slam Biden on China. He slammed him on canceling the Keystone Pipeline, which cost tens of thousands of jobs. He slammed him on rising inflation. And again, this is part of the implosion of globalism. Globalism operates by what's called a global division of labor, where manufacturing industrial factory jobs are all shipped out to third world nations, while capital and finance are relocated to urban centers, creating a gentrification that increases living costs, particularly in urban areas. And this process has left rural populations disenfranchised from viable living conditions in urban areas and highly unemployed in rural areas. And so this is why nation after nation is turning to some form of economic nationalism, to return to a sense where their economy is accountable to national security and national well-being. But then Trump went full animal on the third insecurity provoked by globalism, and that's cultural security, where global dynamics have deliberately eroded our nation's culture, customs, and traditions. And Trump went after the epidemic of violence that's infested our nation's imploding cities, all of which are monopolized by Democrats. He went after these ridiculous woke generals who are basically destroying our military, and excoriated critical race theory infesting in our schools. And of course, he spoke at length of the crime of the century, which is the radical undermining of our election integrity after November. All of these insecurities are the direct result of an imploding liberal globalist order. And at the first of what appears to be many Save America rallies with this newly revitalized Republican Party, the true Patriot Party, they are clearly committed to overturning these insecurities by instituting a new post-globalist political order, and in so doing, restoring America to a flourishing future. Now, before you go, you'll definitely want to check out a video I just uploaded on Kamala Harris getting absolutely humiliated at the southern border. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.